Hey, what's up guys? So I'm here today at SEMA at the DOD booth with the Vice President of DOD. This here is Andy Wu. So, hey Andy, how's it going?
Nice to meet you. How
Good
are
to
you?
meet you. Good, thank you. So, I see you've got your new cameras. We've got the RC500S and the LS500W.
That's correct.
Yeah, and I remember hearing about these, I think even last year at SEMA, and now they're actually going to be available. You can get them on Amazon now, right?
That's right.
Yeah, and so what I'm curious about is, I know we talked a little bit about the cameras, and they share a lot of similar functionality that I see with the competitors, but there's some things that are unique and specific to DoD that the other competitors don't have. Is that right?
Yes, these days the most common question that being asked in the past couple of years is which one is the best?
Of course, yeah, everybody wants to know.
Yeah, which brand is the best? Which model is the best seller?
Sure.
The most popular ones. But as a manufacturer, we can't say that there is this particular camera, this particular model is better than everyone else.
Right. Yeah.
So what happens is every manufacturer have a different focus on the solution they offer.
Okay.
So basically, for example, as a DoD, that we have been focusing on image quality in the past 4 years.
So image quality.
Yes, and then it will be our main selling point and the focus in the next couple of years at least.
That'll be good. That's, honestly, something I find kind of lacking in some of the other similar cameras is I want better video quality. They may have some other features that we don't have, but the video quality is a little lacking.
Yeah, exactly. So basically what happens is that there are three major components in the dash cam.
Yeah.
The processor, image sensor, and the lens.
And the lens.
So basically those three major components are putting this whole solution together as a hardware. Okay. And also there is a software which is operating, or what we call firmware, in the back, inside the system to actually operate the camera. It's like the brain. Right. So basically, it's something like this. Like it's something like if you want to focus on video quality, because of the limitation of the main processor, you can only process so much. The processing power is already limited. There is a cap for it.
Okay.
So basically, while you want to offer different functionality, for example, ADAS, like a lane change departure warning system.
All the annoying features that you turn off anyway?
Yeah. The more features that you want to offer with the same solution, that is going to take away the processing power at the same time while you want to processing the image quality at the same time. So basically, all the manufacturer has to deal with regardless. At the end of the day, if they want to focus on one specific selling point, for example, image quality or functionality or other add-on features, or they want to be able to balance everything. But if you want to do that, then basically, if you only got so many processing power, you have to give and take.
Yeah, so you're focusing more on like the image quality.
Right. Yeah. So basically, that's why to answer the specific question, which one is the best, the brand is the best, I think there is no sure answer for that. and any brand actually are actually trying the different direction to go into, the different solution to offer to the end user, and let the market decide what the market wants or what the consumer actually wants out of a same price point, based on the similar components putting together as a solution.
So even if they share similar components, they'll go about it differently to create a different end product.
Exactly. So basically, these days, I think the major competitors, we are using Sony Exmor sensor.
Yeah, the Sony Exmor latest Starvis sensors.
Yeah, the latest technology, the latest model from Sony is actually Sony Starvis IMX391 sensor.
And a lot of companies are using that
sensor.
A
lot of competitors are using the same sensor. Probably different spec on the lens itself.
The lens, okay, so the lens will be different.
And then because the lens that we're using is actually Japanese-made 6 glare glass lens that has a large aperture of f1.6.
Really big, yeah.
So basically, by putting those image sensor and the lens together as a combo, it's really tough to actually fine-tune the video quality, which is our main focus.
Yeah.
So that's the main reason that it took us so long to actually get to the point that we feel comfortable and we think that it's the right end result as in terms of video quality you actually to offer to the market.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is you kind of made things, well, not to say more difficult on yourself, but you were pushing the limits to use like a larger aperture lens like f1.6, which those of you guys who don't know, a lens with a larger aperture just has a bigger opening and it lets in more light, so it helps with low light performance, but it is tougher as a camera manufacturer to build a larger aperture lens.
Exactly.
So it's tougher for you to do, but the end result is, well, you'll have better low light performance.
Exactly.
Okay, cool, that makes sense. So you're saying, we have fewer features, but I'm looking over the spec list, and I mean, you've still got 1080p front and rear, you've got driving and parking mode, you've got GPS, you've got Wi-Fi, you have all of the core functionality that the other cameras have as well.
Yes, I mean, first of all, we wanted to be focused on the image quality, of course, because
that's priority number one.
That's priority number one,
that.
right?
I like that.
By adding a more powerful main processor, which is capable to do 1080p 60 frame on the single channel, so we can actually split it up with 2 channels, both on 1080p 30 frame.
You have 2 channels, so 1080p 30 front and rear.
On the single channel, and if you're taking away the rear camera, it's going to be processing at 1080p 60 frame instead of 30 frame.
Makes sense.
So that's the benefit of adding the new, more powerful processor to processing the image. At the same time, to be capable to processing other features such as parking mode, safety camera alert. So basically, what that does is we actually preload a pinch point for speed camera, red light camera, nationwide.
They're built into
they're built into the firmware.
That's
so
cool.
Basically, when you approach into the intersection that has either a red light camera or radar speed camera, the unit is going to warn you, saying that you're approaching to a speed camera. Be careful, follow the rules, don't run over the red light camera, you're getting a ticket.
We have the same thing with radar detectors where GPS-based ones have red light camera databases. How do you update the red light camera database?
Well, you can just download the most updated version, like a firmware version.
So the firmware has a red light camera database.
So it's built in the firmware itself, and we actually pay the license for that particular map.
So you get the database, third-party license. Yeah.
So they actually, they are the actual supplier who are actually providing the map to us. It's one of the largest company that has the same map that it's supplying to different radar detector companies, manufacturers. So we wanted to make sure that it's more accurate, it's up to date.
Yeah, that's
we don't fall behind other competitors.
Right. Okay, so that's good. And then another thing that I'm interested in that you mentioned, which I really liked, is the parking mode functionality. You've got, when the camera goes into parking mode automatically, you don't have to press a button, it does that for you, which, good job, by the way, I like that.
Right, so the parking surveillance cam mode that we call is actually a smart parking mode. So basically, after you install the camera, hardwire into your fuse box, it gets constant power from your vehicle while your car is in parked. So the camera will have a G sensor and GPS sensor to determine if the car is actually in park or if it's temporarily in park.
Makes sense.
For example, stop at the red light.
Yeah.
So the camera will be able to determine if your car is actually in parking lot to parking more than 15 minutes, and then the camera will switch automatically from driving mode to parking mode. So the camera will behave on standby mode without motion, and then triggers by motion.
So motion will trigger it.
Yeah, so there is motion sensor that triggers the camera 15 seconds before and after if there is an event.
Good, so it's buffering so you get before. That's
there
good.
is a G sensor. In case of their hit and run or someone hitting in the parking lot from the side, they run away.
And the motion sensor.
will impact the sense the impact, and then it will also do 15 seconds before and after.
Okay, that's really good. I like that. Yeah, and I like the extra 15 seconds before.
Right,
especially.
and also after you actually come back to your car, start driving your car again, the camera will be able to tell by GPS and then also the G sensor vibrations, and then switch automatically out of the parking mode back to the normal recording mode, which is the driving mode. So basically, you don't have to manually switching from driving to parking and then back to from parking to driving again.
That's good.
So everything is pre-designed, and then also it does automatically itself.
That's good. So I noticed we were playing around with it, and there's actually voice alerts. The camera can talk to you. Is there an indication of if an impact has been detected while you're parked?
No. The voice IC that we built into the camera is actually to give you a voice alert prior to speed camera, red light camera.
Gotcha.
That's the functionality come with the safety camera alert.
Okay, so that in that case it wouldn't notify you that it's detected an impact, but if you go walk around your car and you see something's happened, then you could just go check the footage and see.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. And then so these two cameras here, I see you mentioned they're almost the same thing, right? So RC500S and LS500W.
Component-wise, they're using same components, except that the RC have a Wi-Fi capability and the LS doesn't have a Wi-Fi,
Okay,
but
there's no Wi-Fi
we
here.
offer a 2.7-inch wide angle screen on it. So for those end users, they can actually replay the video right on their unit. They don't need an additional device.
That makes
it's
sense.
just because the LS series, it has been our best-selling model in the past 5 years. So we know that customers are loving it, the design. So we want to be able to offer the same functionality to those fans, DOD fans that have been using DOD cameras in the past couple of years, and then if they want to upgrade to the dual channel system, they can have the same functionality while they keep the same design they always love.
Yeah, I like the fact that LCD, because I know a lot of times you can do it with Wi-Fi and that's cool, but you have to pull out your phone and connect with the app, and sometimes you connect to the camera and that prevents your phone from being able to browse the internet.
Well,
and it's just more steps where here you have the screen.
Exactly. So basically, we figured out there is everyone is different.
Yeah.
Like younger generation, tech-savvy customers, they probably like the Wi-Fi smartphone more a little bit.
Yeah.
But the older generation, like myself, or even my mom or my parents, they probably don't want to mess around with the smartphone device, adding another device, hook it up to the Wi-Fi, download it to the smartphone before they can watch the video.
That makes sense.
So that's why those customers, they don't want to have an additional device, and sometimes like even your smartphone has like out of battery, or like you don't have it with you at the moment in case of an accident, right?
It's nice.
Things could happen.
There it is.
Yes, so that's why like a built-in LCD screen is gonna give a peace of mind for the customer that for sure they have at least a way to show the police officer in case they need it.
I had that actually the other day where I pulled it out and was able to show the cop, and we could read the license plate and everything, and it was huge.
There we
go.
go.
Really helpful, and that actually made the difference. Yeah.
There we go.
So with these two cameras, what about price points and availability?
They're at the same price point.
They're the same price.
Yes.
How much do they cost?
They cost $389 US in retail, and they're available on Amazon.com right now.
Okay. So
and they will be available soon in tier 1 retail channels, such as Best Buy, Staples.
Cool, so we can go online to buy them on Amazon now, and they're going to be in Best Buy and all the typical stores coming up. So, cool, well, that's great. And then you said $389 is the retail price for the camera.
That's the retail price, yes.
Awesome, great. So, well, thank you so much for all the information, and I appreciate
You're
the chance to
welcome.
talk to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.